going on, guys? This is Brian Puninske with Verity magazine, here with a couple of the guys from Escape the Fate. First day of UPROAR. All the guys now from Escape the Fate. UPROAR Festival. What's going on, guys?
Not much, man. We're getting ready to...
First day of tour.
Let's get it started, dude.
All right. So what's it like to be back in Detroit? How do you guys like Detroit?
We're in Detroit a lot. I feel like
you guys
here on every tour.
Personally, I love Detroit, man. It's a crazy town. It's sometimes like a ghost town and everying. It's kind of scary.
It's cold in the D.
It's very cold in the D. But it has
cold in the D.
What are you guys looking forward to on this tour?
We're looking forward to the Rockstar Energy Drinks, cold cock whiskey shots.
Dude, hell yeah.
Ernie Ball strings.
Ernie Ball strings. What's up, dude?
I'm looking forward to playing on stage in front of a lot of rock and roll people.
I've been dying to ask you guys, who are some of your musical influences?
Nobody on this tour, but
hey guys, can we
an interview?
Look at that security, man.
Yeah, that's good. All right, as a band though, some of your musical influences, just in general. I'll start over here.
Musical influences.
It's mixed, dude. There's a variety.
Yeah, it's completely mixed. I can't.
Any specific bands?
I can't put it down to like a specific band itself. I mean, I've gotten influence from everything, like classic rock, Aerosmith, Motley Crue, Journey, to
the bands that we tour with.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of that like influences into your music style too, like the music that you listen to?
Yeah, I think everyone just ends up influencing an artist in some way or another.
Right. Cool. So.
I mean, you take a little bit from everybody, dude. Some bands you watch and you want to put on a show like them. Some bands you put on and you want to write a ballad like them, and some of them you want to write some heavy shit like them. And it's
right
always a variety, man.
All right, so you, for example, at what age did you guys decide, or obviously pick that music was going to be your career?
10 years old for me.
10 years old?
10 years old, yeah. I saw my dad's friend playing drums in our garage. He let us come over, or he let his band come over and practice at our house, and I was like, oh my God, that's the coolest thing I ever seen. So
right.
I was like, I got to play drums forever.
Yeah, I started jamming with my nephew when I was like 13, and we would always, because his dad's a drummer, and he always had his band and everything, play in the basement, so we would pick up their instruments when they were done, and I was like, shit, this feels right. This is what I want to do.
Right. What about you guys? When did you start playing music?
I got my first guitar when I was 8 as a birthday present, and learned like "Stairway to Heaven" and all the classic rock songs.
Okay.
That took off from there.
I always wanted an instrument, but I never got one. So I ended up being a band nerd, and that's when I got into music. I played the violin in 5th grade, and then I moved to the saxophone and played it all the way up until my junior year of high school, which is when I switched schools. They didn't have room for me in the band.
Right.
So like support music at your local schools, because that was horse shit. So I ended up joining choir. Was in choir for a bit, and I was pretty sheltered off in my home life to know what was out there. So my first concert I went to was Linkin Park, and then I ended up seeing a band play live at my church when I still went to church, and that opened up the doors to me. I had no idea. I thought bands became bands, and then they were at that level of playing in the arena. I had no idea that like there was Warped Tour and stuff like that, and I got all into it in the summer when I finally got a chance to go to my first show.
Cool, man.
And got into like The Used and Linkin Park and bands like that, and then that really influenced me to want to start my own band.
Okay, so your guys' lineup has obviously changed up like so much over the years. Does that ever make it hard to like write music or kind of like come together or anything? Like, what is that like? Kind of just switching members around?
It's always a fire starter, you know, to get up off your ass and do something better. Like I was just saying in our last interview, we've known Kevin for years, and he's always filled in every time our other guitarist wanted to cancel. TJ's been with us like almost 4 years now. So, I mean, it seems like there's been a lot of changes, but to us there really hasn't been that much of a change. And it's been a very easy transition, and we're just excited to get in the studio and start writing some new music.
Cool, man. Awesome. I'm really excited for that. As a band, I'll take it over here now. What's one of the biggest struggles of the band? Just tour life, writing, anything. What's the biggest struggle?
I don't know. I would say probably like just keeping it together. You know, like you just asked. You know, people grow and change, and if you spend years together, you know, things are going to happen along the way, and just trying to keep it all together. It's always a bunch of little things that add up. You know, whether it's outside stuff or your family or, you know, down to business things and all that. There's a lot of stuff, dude, that people really don't see or understand that make it very difficult. But the point is not how hard it is. The point is how hard you can keep going through it. So, that's the way we've always looked at it.
The exciting thing is I think for our band now, and I think we all feel the same way, is that our problems are now all, behind the scenes, and it's all like with business and stuff. It's not right in front of us. It's not on our tour bus anymore. It's not on the stage with us anymore. Like, I don't have to worry that these guys are going to show up for an interview or a photo shoot, or they're going to show up on the stage, or even show up for the tour.
All right,
you know what I mean? So that's nice.
Okay,
That's nice.
So far, whoever wants to take this, Ken, as a band, what would you say has been the biggest accomplishment? Whether it has to do with music, friendships, just whatever, the biggest accomplishment.
I'd say the biggest accomplishment is the fact that here we are still today.
Yeah, right on.
Like being a rock star uproar,
Right.
Godsmack, either
2010, we were like at rock bottom, I think, as far as the band was going. Kevin was just a fill-in. We had no idea what was going on. Max was leaving the band. To have overcome all of that, and then here today, first day of Uproar again, and to still be a band and still be a part of it and talking about going back in the studio and doing a new record, it's a huge accomplishment.
Cool. So tell me about some new music, guys. Are you guys working on anything new, and do you have like dates for anything?
After Christmas, I think, is when we're going to go into the studio.
After Christmas?
Yep.
Yeah. Is there anything else you can tell me about the new music?
It's going to be fresh.
Fresh?
It's going to be fresh.
Yeah.
Our past records, I feel like the songs have been carbon copies of old songs.
Right.
You know what I mean? From This War Is Ours, the self-title was a little different, and then even on this album, we were very excited to release it, and I sit down and I listen to it, I love it. It's one of my favorites we've done since This War Is Ours, but you can hear the similarities in the music, and it's very exciting to go in the studio and have something completely fresh.
Awesome,
like, it's a new song, it's not a new version of a song. You know what I mean? It's totally different.
All right, so I'm gonna just ask you guys some like crazy shit now. What's one of the weirdest fan encounterments you've ever had? Just like bizarre as hell.
I had a fan once. She had a prosthetic leg. She just took it off and goes, "Can you sign this?"
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, all right.
How'd that make you feel?
I don't know. Good, I guess. She wants me to sign her fucking
That's an honor, man. Signing someone's fake leg. All right. What's somebody's most embarrassing moment? On tour, on stage, doesn't matter.
moment.
I think my most embarrassing moments on stage are the moments I don't remember.
Well, you remember them.
That I have to hear about from.
Right.
If the next day Robert looks at me like this, takes off his glasses, he's just like, I know I did something embarrassing.
My most embarrassing time on stage was some of the things that Craig can't remember. The camera's right there, dude.
Sorry.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
look
Sorry
good.
about that.
I had no idea.
Yeah, some of the things Craig doesn't remember. There was a particular show in Austin. We were playing what's that festival? The South by Southwest. That was horrible, and of course Tucson, Arizona, KFMA Day.
That takes the cake.
Oh
The two worst.
my God. that was pretty bad.
All right, guys. So
Makes a funny
I'll
story.
wrap it up a little bit. I know the tour is just starting today, but what kind of plans do you guys have going on after tour?
We're hitting the UK.
Hitting the UK?
Hitting the UK, and then getting the songs together that we're going to work on after Christmas.
Awesome, man. So just working on new material after the UK then, right?
Yep, UK, new material, and then we're going to be hitting up a country that we haven't hit in a while.
Woo, mate.
All right, guys. Well, we got to wrap this up. So this is Escape the Fate. Brian Puninske. We're out of here. Peace.